Yeah, fuck you, nigga. Fuck your ass.
Liquid Richard is going to cause trouble. I'm going back online. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Somebody drink all my Pepsi. Fuck you! I need that money. I need that money. I need that money. So fucking bad. I need that money. I need that money. I need that money. Money, money, money. Come the fuck on! Let's how the fuck! Let's. Come the fuck on! Let's how the fuck! Help your boy out. I'm embarrassed of my KD. I'm just trying to milk brandy. The point of my streaming is to make brandy and fuck diggers. Fuck diggers. I want a bitch that's so fat, bitch that's so black. I love fat, I love dick. I love dick. Dick. I need that money. I need that money. Motherfucker. I need that money. I need that money. I need that money. So fucking bad.
Hello, chat. Chat. Oh my god, my chat is gone. Could this be because Arch Linux doesn't ship OBS with the browser, and when you update OBS and you don't update the community patch for the browser, it makes OBS not fucking work, so then you have to reinstall OBS and uninstall the browser, which breaks my fucking chat add-on? Could that be why there is no chat on my screen today? Is that why I'm 15 minutes late? Why, yes. Actually, as a matter of fact, it is why I am 15 minutes late. I need some boomer juice to calm down my nerves after this amazing boomer moment. Let me tell you why this is the year of Linux, everybody. Why this is why the Linux desktop is going to take over Windows. Just you wait. Filtered by Arch, dude. I don't even want to get into it, but the whole, like, Debian ships OBS with the browser add-on, so you can put chat on the screen, which is where chat belongs. So that when you archive your fucking video, chat, which is the most important part of a stream, is there alongside with what you're showing. And you don't have to, like, archive the chat. There's a reason why I do that. It's because it's crucial to have the chat there. So not shipping with the browser is inexcusable to me. But there's some extremely autistic debate on the Arch repo about shipping OBS with the browser. There's some sort of like weird plugin that Arch doesn't have by default, and they don't want to include it as like a dependency. So you just have to build it yourself. You have to build the browser by yourself and reinstall it. Otherwise, you don't get chat. So go fuck yourself, basically. What it amounts to. Well, I waited for you. That's basically what it is if you think about it. Thank God I made it so that Firefox saves my fucking tabs now, and I made it so that I save my notes instead of just writing them to a notepad, because now I can restart my computer and do everything I want, and I won't lose anything. If you're watching this in archive and you don't see a chat on the right, just assume that it's about 800 people trying to spell out the N-word, one letter at a time, because that's usually accurate. That's pretty true to form, in case you've never seen these live. You've never seen the video. That's usually what's happening. It's a shame. Now, that intro song is by Liquid Richard. And it's a shame that he fucking hates us, because a Kiwi Farms album would be so cool. Like, if I got Hardman working hard and MC Jarbo and Liquid Richard, there's like a ton of people who make like meme music about locales and stuff, and like that'd be kick ass. They get like a proper 12-track album to put out. That'd be so fucking cool. But alas, everyone hates us. Everyone thinks my community is shit and full of trannies and or Nazis and or furries and or ABDLs and or a combination of all of them put together into one, which is probably the case for one of our moderators. But alas. It's hard being the outlier. Nobody wants to be our friend, chat. Nobody wants to be the Kiwi Farms guy's friend. I would have made more money. I would have been more successful if I had like picked a side and I had like really gone all in on the side, and I'd like say, okay, we're going to be like I don't know. We're gonna be like pro-Trump, and we're never gonna punch right. You know, we're gonna grift, and we're gonna make friends, and we're gonna be like that kind of like Andrew Torba grifter, because that's what makes money. Unfortunately, I let people say whatever they want about whoever they want, and that makes everybody hate us. That makes everyone on the planet Earth have a reason to hate my fucking website, and it makes it very difficult to operate as a matter of practicality. It's not very a pragmatic approach, pissing off everybody. Yeah, fence sitters, exactly. Middle ground moon. Yeah, I'm basically like Boogie if you think about it. I'm a radical centrist. That's what it amounts to. The demon rats, perfect. So, speaking of merch, the coin update. Here's a fun story for everyone who didn't buy a coin. Doesn't have to care. I sent out all. If you only ordered one coin, you got your coin sent out like 2 weeks ago. And for everybody else who hasn't received theirs yet, there is one more box left. It has 600 coins. It was sent the 12th of December. That's over a month ago now. And I was hoping, in my mind, I'm thinking with rainbows and glitter sparkle and unicorns and shit. I'm thinking, oh, my coins are going to come before Christmas and everyone's going to get their coins deployed before Christmas. They might get them on Christmas Day. Ooh, woo. It doesn't happen. I get stuck in customs. And then I get a note from FedEx saying, oh, it's shipped. And someone signed for it in Oakland, 8 hours away from your warehouse. I'm like, great, wonderful. So I asked the 3PL, did you get this box? I'm like, fuck no, we didn't get this box. And I contact FedEx, and I get, hello, sir, how can I help you today? It seems like your box signed for. I think you have wrong tracking number. So I look it up, and I said, is this the right tracking number? I say to the Malaysians. And the Malaysians are like, yeah, it's the right one. I had no idea what the fuck FedEx is telling you for. Like, we double-checked everything. This is definitely it. So they filed a formal complaint. FedEx gets back to them and says, we lost it. It's in customs somewhere. It's in the facility. We haven't got a fucking clue. We're going to go look for it. And I'm thinking like, okay, so these guys are like Malaysian. And I'm thinking they probably didn't do insurance because you have to pay for insurance. So it's like that would be 600 coins, one troy ounce each. You can do the math. That's a lot of money to just lose. And I emailed them thinking the worst. Like, I've had bad issues with 3PL in America, and I said that the Malaysians were the only people doing their job correctly. I thought, well, this is probably where I'm going to eat my words, because they definitely didn't insure this package and spend the money if they didn't have to. And I emailed him. I said, did you insure it? And he's like, yeah, of course we did. Okay, I guess everything's fine then. I guess in every single possible way, the Malaysians did not fuck up. Everyone loves their coin. They sent it out on time. They insured all the boxes. And it's just the Americans that are fucking retarded. They can't ship anything. Once it touches the U.S., it's like a black hole where nothing makes sense. Up is down. Things are floating. And it's like one of those paintings. I forget, is it Dali, the guy who paints all the clocks melting on surfaces? That's basically the U.S. once you get into it. Just fucking nightmare. I mean, I guess if I ever do coins, I have a reliable mint that connects. Salvador Dali. That's thank you, chat. In case you, I guess people can't see. I feel so sad knowing that the chat for this episode is just gone. Once I delete this video, it's just gone. Nobody will ever see it, ever again. So I have to pay super attention to it so that these moments are not lost. But yes, it's like that. But I don't know. I tried looking for a replacement 3PL company. It's not going well. And before I start talking about anything anyone cares about, I got an email today from Trustpilot, and that was weird. I've only used Trustpilot to write a review about one thing. You may remember, if you're a longtime listener, that last year, around March or April, right around the time that the coin started, because I wanted to get... Basically what it is that I bought a lot of fucking silver before my money settled, so I needed a business loan for... the merchandise before, so production could start fast. Production could start as soon as possible, so everyone got their coins super fast and timely. I went out of my way to make sure that things were starting as soon as they could. So I just needed a small business loan to secure materials before the money actually settled, which could take 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a long time. I don't want people to be waiting for their coin for 2 weeks. That's crazy. So I put in for a business loan, and I did not know at the time, but when you have an LLC that is worth essentially nothing, people do not give you business loans. So I got a contact from a company who I will not name, but I may name in my personal conquest to dismantle this company and ruin the lives of everyone who's ever worked for it if they continue to fuck with me. Because I wrote a review, and I basically just outlined what they do. This company does not give loans. This company contacts you, like you put in your thing, like, I'm looking for this amount of money for my business. And they look for people who do not qualify, because they then contact you and say, oh, of course, we'll hook you up, but it's a small business. Now, a traditional loan provider isn't going to be able to settle because it doesn't have any credit. And then they'll say, so what we'll do is we'll co-sign you with your own personal credit. And then they continue to explain, and over 2 hours you learn, oh, wait, they're not offering you a loan. They're offering you credit cards. And not just a line of credit. What they do is you say, I want $40,000 for my inventory. And they say, okay. And then they put in credit card applications in your name and then max out your cards to give you the money. And that ruins your credit score. Because if you say I need $40,000 and you're on average going to get $10,000 from a credit card company, they will put in application after application after application, which each application is a hard credit check that hurts your credit score. And then when you pull that money out of your credit cards, you're using your what's called credit line utilization. And that hurt your credit score. So they were going to essentially promise me a business loan and then open out 10 fucking credit cards in my name and completely obliterate my credit score overnight. And when I realized what was actually happening, I told them to fuck off. And then I left them a very nasty review on Yelp, which got like 12 helpful ratings on Yelp. And then it disappeared. The rating, it just fucking vanished. So I went to a different site. I went to Trustpilot. I left a review, and that stayed up. So I guess Trustpilot is more trustworthy, coincidentally. But then I get another email. Months later, by the way, I realized my Yelp review was gone by May. And then I made that. And then I just today get an email from Trustpilot saying that they want to make things right and they need my receipt number. So it's like, okay, so like, what, 7-8 months after the fact, you're trying to get in touch with me? And I realize what it is that they have my social security number on record. So when they see a review from an anonymous account, they say basically, dox yourself to us, and we have your credit number, by the way, when we figure out who you are, or we'll delete your review. And that's how they manage to intimidate people into removing reviews on Trustpilot. And of course, me being me, I said, fuck you. I found my contracts. I kept records of all this. I submitted it to Trustpilot. I said, here you go. If you need anything else, let me know. And then I sent them an email saying, by the way, if you still get this reviewed, if you dare fuck with me, I will buy domain names in the names of your CEO and your company. I will put this review up there, and I will buy advertisements on Google that link to this when people search your company name, you motherfuckers. So I don't know. I'm super pissed. These people are, because what is happening is these people are intentionally looking for small business owners, like people who are trying to start a business and who don't know how the banking industry works and how business credit works, who are putting into systems that they want money to make their business. They're probably hurting because it's the middle of COVID, at least when I put in my application, and they're intentionally finding these fucking people and ruining the credit lines of the people who are trying to be smart and trying to keep their business expenses on their company. It's just absolutely despicable, and they're based in California, so I know if they do anything, I'm on the best standing possible to eat into them, so fuck them. Champion of the working man. I'm just thinking of Abuela out in Los Angeles. She's trying to put her kids through college. She's trying to pay for rent because she lives in Los Angeles, and it's the worst thing ever. And she had trying to make a taco stand. She's trying to get a business loan, and then she's in debt up to her eyeballs because she went with these fucking assholes who scalped her like a Pueblo. Just took a razor and scalped her. Kelly sucks. How do I reach? Excuse exactly, basically. Oh well, that's enough of my ranting for today. Let us talk about the real important stuff, like Pokimane, who herself is not worth mentioning at all. But does this work? Aha, it does work. Perfect. Hello, internet famous chat up there. In 56 minutes. What amazing that I'm reading. This is how great my website works. I'm reading messages in the future. Can your website do that? I don't think so. So, Pokimane got banned for 2 days. Suspended, whatever. Who cares? It's Pokimane. She's going to make all that money back when she comes back. The simps are hurting. They have this cash that they cannot get rid of because Pokimane has been suspended. But why she got suspended is actually really funny, because apparently what happened with Twitch is that they made that hot tub category for all the thoughts just sitting around, and it's in a less popular channel, and I don't think they promote it as much. I don't think that channel shows up on the front page. So they were like, this is the perfect middle ground. You have all these fucking moralizing evangelists trying to say that children shouldn't be exposed to softcore pornography when they visit the homepage of Twitch. So we'll put all the thoughts in the thought box, and they'll still be able to thought around. They'll still be able to make money. We won't have to take any hard position either which way, and everything will be fine. But of course, when you do this, those people make less money. So they start to branch out to other things that can be promoted more. And one of those things they did was start watching, because it's a live stream, it's harder to DMCA, was to start watching entire television programs and like anime, like completely live. And since it doesn't have the content ID that YouTube does, like if I started streaming Avatar on YouTube, Content ID would actually actively scan my stream as it's going out, detect that it's Content ID stuff, and then they would tell me on my little stream panel here that I would either have to change it or they would just terminate my stream midstream. And apparently Twitch doesn't have this, so they broke the system a little bit, and it's like, come watch Pokimane, watch Avatar, and she'll comment like once every 5 minutes or so, and that's her making tons of fucking money. Great system. Apparently before she was watching Avatar, she was watching every single episode of Death Note, I want to say that she watched 500 episodes of Death Note back to back and didn't get in trouble, but when she started watching Avatar, she did get a DMCA. And I don't know. I really hate the DMCA, and I don't think that Pokimane contributes anything valuable to society, but I really hope that the consequence of this is that more and more people start hating copyright, because at this point I'm just like full like anti-copyright. I'm basically a communist. I'm a Marxist now. I don't think that people should own anything. If you make anime, you should own nothing and be happy about owning nothing. I can't make excuses for people anymore. Like, yes, entitled to the sweat of your brow and all that shit, but really fuck you, actually, to be completely honest. Capitalism has failed. Exactly. If I can't make fun of retards on the internet without whores DMCAing me, capitalism has failed. And we need a systemic rework of our intellectual property laws so that my freedom to make fun of retards on the internet is not being infringed by copyright. Kiwi Farms is everybody's site. That's true. Unless you're offended by the N-word. There was someone in Chantal's thread just this week who someone made a post and they said the N-word. They called her, I think I can say this because it's not really the N-word, but they called Chantal like acting like a negress is what I think they said. And someone said, delete this post. This is below the dignity of this thread and makes us all look bad. And then everyone just replied spamming the N-word at her. And I think she quit the site. So besides that person, yes, it's everybody's website. That's it. That's it for the Pokimane. I'm just reminding everyone that that copyright is bad, and we need. Oh my thing is all fucky wucky. Well, why is it like that? Oh, you know what? Aha, perfect. Okay, now it's fixed. Okay, next up on the Chalkman block. I mentioned this briefly before. Laura Kate Dale was staging a protest against the BBC. Now, the BBC is a prestigious organization, always a respected journalist. What could they have done to piss off Laura Kate Dale? How would be their name? The answer is this article by Carolyn Lowbridge from October 2021. And I mentioned this when it came out because it was pissing off people. But the article is essentially a letter to the BBC about how, as a lesbian, she felt, and she and her friends felt, that transbians were pressuring lesbians attracted to women to have sex with men in dresses who still had their dick. And they basically said that that transbians were super rapey. And the BBC ran this letter because it is a valid concern and something that is not even an unpopular opinion. It's just something that you're not allowed to say. And trannies are so fucking mad that the feminine penis has been exposed for what it is, that they have organized an in-real-life protest against the BBC, which has materialized in Laura Kate Dale posting hundreds of fucking tweets, because that's what basically amounts to their activism. And there is a nice picture that I featured, but it's not here. Oh no. Where it's like here it is. It's a small crowd of people outside the BBC, and people from London, from that area, people who I feel very bad for, said even though it's right next to them, they actually didn't hear anything about this. So it's not a very successful thing. And really, I'm sorry, but look at these fucking people. Look at them. Let me try to describe some of them for people who can only listen. Oh. So I see a couple like trans flags and like lesbian flags. First off, a lot of them are wearing their masks because even when trying to tear apart the system, they can't expose each other to COVID. Half of them have an unnatural hair color. The picture centers on someone who looks like, I mean, that looks like a woman, but she looks like a British woman with like really short, like a buzz cut of like grass green hair. There's a lot of like super pink bubblegum hair, and those are obviously not women who have that. They're basically all dumpy. They all look like, take a potato and then let a little bit of mold grow on top. Some real fancy exotic mold, different colors, all warning pigmentation, letting you know that this mold will fucking kill you if you put it in your mouth. And they're just standing around holding signs and flags to let the BBC know that they're displeased with being known as rapists. And that's and they're in front of a very nice building, by the way, which is a bit of a shame because it's in England. But that's basically this protest that was headed by Laura Kate Dale. And by the way, I happened to find this on accident while flipping around. What city is this? This is London. This is outside the BBC headquarters. I think you can even see the street right there. It says Langham Street. I can't read British, but it's back there in case you want to check it on your own. TERFs don't speak for me, that one sign says. The BBC's bigotry is putting trans folks in danger. And oh, by the way, this Carolyn lady who wrote this article got like super doxxed, and like, I don't know. They definitely tried to intimidate the fuck out of her. But I found this while looking around. This is August 11th. So the article that pissed them off was October 26th. But on August 11th, BBC wrote on the Newsbeat, train wedding, the couple who said I do on a 125 mile per hour train to Birmingham. And look, It's Laura Kate Dale right here. I can't believe it. It seems like Laura Kate Dale was perfectly fine with the BBC. By the way, wow, wow, this picture. He has a Jimquisition tattoo. I didn't even notice this. This is so magical. He has a Jimquisition logo inked into his skin. The old logo too, when it was still like fashy. Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's great. So here they are on a train with a captive audience, I think, being wed, not under God, because God would crash this fucking train in a heartbeat if he was present in this in this carriage. There is literally someone in what appears to be a clown wig. I'm not joking. I guess I will zoom in on that too. I do not know what to call that hair except a clown wig. There's someone wearing like furry ears, and behind them is an actual clown and face paint and a rainbow wig, and he's also in attendance of this wedding, this unholy matrimony. And this is Laura Kate Dale, who protested the BBC, featured in the BBC, for having this despicable aberration of the natural order on a train in front of a clown. And look up, they're throwing all these British people are throwing confetti as they get off the train. Isn't that just magical? Isn't the UK just a wonderful, magical place? Chat, look at this. Wow. Like, look at this thing. What is this? It looks like... Why is its nose so pointy? This looks like a natal woman who is like masculine, and she has like a comically pointed nose. Just wait. It's so sharp. It looks like a chef's knife. Like Gordon Ramsay's about to pick her up and start dicing some onions. Wonderful. By the way, in case you forgot, I need to bring this up anytime I mention Laura Kate Dale. Laura Kate Dale very infamously made a tweet where on the stretcher after surgery, they tweet out a picture of themselves with the 5 o'clock shadow saying, "I have a vagina." Just in case we forgot, this is the same person. I feel I have a psychological condition where I have to remind everyone that this picture exists, and it's one of the funniest fucking things ever posted online. The fact they haven't deleted it is almost more magical to me. Just fantastic, chat. Yeah, bad coof. I don't think it's the Omicron though. I think it's just heartburn from drinking too much soda. Okay, next. I'm not going to play any of this video. I'm just bringing it up to show you. But Sam Hyde, out of nowhere, published what he called a documentary about a documentary he wants to do with iDubbbz, or rather that iDubbbz contacted him to do. And the gist was, I think, that iDubbbz, on orders from H3H3, who fucking hates Sam Hyde, was going to go out and have an interview with Sam Hyde where he would capture some heartwarming moments of Sam Hyde showing weakness, because he's way past his prime at this point. He's not where he was before. His videos kind of suck, to be honest with you. He's mostly giving really bad advice, to the point where I'm pretty sure that Sam Hyde's MO right now is trolling his own audience. Because if you're telling like impressionable kids that they shouldn't like get a trade or go to school, and they should max out their credit cards and rent cars and then crash the cars, I'm pretty sure that you're trying to troll your own audience. And his videos are very lazy. There's a couple people out there that clip his videos down, and they're pretty much not worth watching, except for the ones where he's talking to Nick. I don't know his last name, but he's like a car salesman. And that guy's stories about selling cars are some of the funniest things I've ever seen. So the videos where he's just talking to Nick are pretty great. But in this, Sam is just showing what footage they have of this documentary that iDubbbz never put out. They were supposed to put out a documentary about Sam Hyde or something, like a YouTube-style documentary about hanging out with Sam Hyde. And it never happened, so they sank $15,000 into it. And nothing ever came of it, so they said, like, fuck it, we'll try to recoup our money. We'll put out our own little video. And there is like a interview here where they're talking, and I guess this is some of the interesting stuff.
Do you have any guesses?
Because there's like, I don't know, people read way too much into this. I think the most interesting thing about the whole documentary was the fact that two people joined the Kiwi farms to argue with each other. One guy was posting stories about how Sam Hyde like imported a 15-year-old girl to fuck her and beat her, and there's like naked pictures of her wearing like a dog collar. And then another guy was arguing with that guy for about 20 pages about how he's actually a schizophrenic, like an actual diagnosed schizophrenic who's been stalking Sam Hyde for about 10 years, and posted a weird picture, which he accused of being him, where it's a guy sitting in a room full of dakimakarus of lolicon. And it's just a really weird conversation. But the actual video we put out has some funny stuff. The funniest stuff is actually, I'm just going to read to you. Because at the beginning, Sam Hyde explains that he went into this with the intention of trolling the fuck out of iDubbbz, obviously. And he published a document called the iDubbbz Gaslighting Blueprint. So I'm just going to read. These were his plans to slowly fuck with iDubbbz over a week. Stuff to bring, and then it has like a list of names, and these are supposed to be characters. So character 1 is to bring a skateboard, fingerboarding ramps, art from kindergarten, football trophy from 2006, Osama bin Laden paper target filled with bullet holes, my dad, fireworks, an Xbox One, bullets but with no gun, a webcam, a dead fern plant, a huge printout of Johnny Depp, and talk about how much of a bitch Amber Heard is, Tupperware, and a rice cooker. Character 2 needs a pirate sword, a laptop, broken Rocket 5 speakers, a rack mount with a ton of vintage audio gear, monitors and old computer towers that he can't break because he's borrowing, tires with rims, a Christmas tree, Alexa, TV, lamps. Character 3 is to get audio gear to capture audio and podcast gear. There was one guy who was supposed to be a bouncer, and they had to ask him, like, his character was just that they ask him constantly if they can do stuff. Like, can I put this bag down? They have to ask permission to leave the building. And he's just like, I have to, anyone who enters, anyone who does anything has to talk to him. And they take it very seriously. Stuff to buy, expensive alcohol, lots of alcohol. A bunch of Pokimane cards. Try to tell iDubbbz what Pokimane is as if it's like a new thing like crypto. I'm glad they did not do this. Buying parakeets from Petco. Wait for the birds to stop chirping to record rap music. Put cream soda in water bowl. Fill fridge with unbagged meat. Keep drinks in fridge. 10K cash to buy scratch tickets. A quarter pound of weed. An empty litter box. A bunch of dead wasp. Lean, enough vapes for everyone to do it constantly. Empty mouthwash bottles filled with blue Gatorade, a keg, and a Derek Jeter fathead. All of them were supposed to be like rapping constantly, recording bad rap music. Stage fight where Sam re-records breaths and insists that auto-tune is in the wrong key. One of us says we need to be about what we rap, implying they should rob someone. Record super quiet nigga ad-libs. Song with hook, swag like iDubbbz. Stage fight over who gets to use the alias Cream Boy. One song is entirely stolen Michael Jackson Human Nature lyrics. And set smoke detector off while recording. And this is the guy that was supposed to be like the really tough security guy. Pat iDubbbz down and say, yeah, we just had a cyber attack this morning. Ask iDubbbz in private if he can help with the rent. Keep referring to the bodyguard as some other guy. I don't know. He censored the names in all these for whatever reason. I think in the video, and I'll just show you what she looks like. It's in the beginning. Her. Fuck. This woman, right? Where is it? Danny, this woman. This woman is like from what I was told, is a literal crack whore who they paid money to shave her head and accompany them and perform stupid tasks. And apparently, out of all these wiggers that Sam Hyde has following him all the time and like sucking his ass, the woman who stayed best in character with their script was Danny, the crack whore. Oh, she's just an actress. She's not actually a crack whore. Okay, whatever. I'm sure. And apparently everyone likes Danny because she does the character of being a crack whore really well. And there's like an hour of just shooting footage for no reason. Sparring. They like get iDubbbz to like fight at some point, like to kickbox with them.
What do you fight for?
Veterans.
Chanting Ooga Shaka while we spar, telling him if I get near him, he's dead. Be insecure about how good we are. Teach him downer cuts. Keep insisting there's nothing in my gloves. Smoking while starring. And breakaway glass shit. Bottle smash overhead WWE shit. Keep doing wrestling shit but say it's boxing. Oh, and this is about the crack whore. Danny will be playing Sam's GF. She'll try to hook up with iDubbbz the entire time. She has no car but has money for Ubers. We can send her to the gas station to get blunt wraps. We can be mean to her, but it should probably just be Sam being mean so it's believable. Pay $1,000. Have her be shit-faced. Keep asking if he knows someone with hydrocodone. Her tit falls out and she laughs and say it's like a free trial for her OnlyFans. Hold pad for kicks. Says she gives B-top. Oh, bad head. She's hot. Okay. Tries to have a 3 or 4 way. Keep saying she loves fucking on coke. Story about Joey Diaz from the mid-2000s. She says she ate his ass. She gets beat up in sparring constantly. Hold pads for kicks. Maybe pay her more for getting her ass beat. Sam only lets her eat salad with no dressing. Literally just leaves. And cheese sticks. Insane mood swings. Keep talking about Zoloft, how she'd snort it at work. Sam has B take her out to a bar crawl. B comes back alone and says she shows up 3 hours later getting dropped off by a Hispanic dude. Tells Sam the guy tried to rape her. Tells everyone that's a lie and she sucked him off for a ride back. Shoot blank with moldy grapes using slingshot. Talk about Meek Mill a lot. Apparently she was the best. How much more of this do I want to read? I'll read about laser tag. Somehow lose. Bring airsoft gun. Tackling each other. Make a huge fuss saying it's broken. There's no way you hit me. B talks nonstop about how much laser tag he's played. Act like you're at war and in danger. Watch your flanks. Bring the Nitro RC car and say it's RCXD. Do maneuvers like rolls and corner checks. Yell out clear. You know, I've played laser tag one time, and it was... Oh, I remember. It was me and my friend, and we were drunk. And I think it was my 21st birthday. I was with my friend. We were doing a bar crawl. We went to a laser tag room. And it was like a bunch of kids there. And I kicked all their asses. Like, me and my friend completely stomped these kids that we were playing with at this laser tag place that we went to drunk. I think that this memory has been completely blotted from my brain until I just read about laser tag for the first time in 6 years. Good stuff. Oh well, people have very mixed feelings about this whole documentary, and like people who it's one of those things where it's like you either like Sam Hyde or you don't like Sam Hyde, and anything that you see regarding Sam Hyde will either like validate why you like him or will validate why you don't like him. So like people saying this are like, oh, he like lost his little, troll game with iDubbbz because iDubbbz didn't publish it, so now he's like salty and just publishing this to try to fuck with iDubbbz. And then other people are like, holy fuck, this is the best thing that Sam Hyde's done in like 3 years. So it's definitely one of those things where you have like a confirmation bias and you're just looking for what you want. I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny, at least some of it. I didn't watch the parts that they're just shooting guns for half an hour. That was boring as shit. The funniest stuff is just this document. So what do you think, chat? I'll ask chat because I have to pay attention to chat today. Do you like Sam Hyde? Yeah, I'll do a 3-er. I'll do 3. Yes. But I think he's probably shit. But he's probably shit in real life, and no. And we'll see. Yes, but he's probably shit in real life, or no. And I will read you the answer in a second. Okay. So also yesterday is Baked Alaska was sentenced. Baked Alaska was sentenced for the pepper spray, the content spray assault, way back when. It's been months now. But he was sentenced for 30 days in jail. The prosecution asked for 6 months, but he got 30 days. And I think he's still out because he's automatically appealed it. And when it's on appeal, he doesn't have to lose freedom for 30 days or until it's settled or whatever the fuck. But he's out right now, and he was fined $3,200 for jail, $187, I think, for the bar, $613 for the guy, and then I don't know what the third fine of $380 is. So not really that much. It's like $4,000, a little bit more than that. And I don't know. I don't know if he'll get jail though. Though I don't. Probably deserves it. It's hard for I don't know. I want to say, if I say like he deserves jail, it sounds kind of bitter. But at the same time, like he's such a menace. All these IP2 people are like fucking menaces. And the only other person I can think of, off the top of my head, was a guy that was like really forgotten. The Arab guy who went to New York and he was like coked out and like walking up to people going, Allahu Akbar, I have a bomb detonation, 3, 2, 1. And he was like chasing them around on the street. He got like 6 years for that. I want to say he got like a actual like Arab Andy. Yeah, I want to say he got like an actual serious jail sentence or prison sentence for that. So I don't know. I want my government to crack down on IP2. I think it needs to end. I am pro jihad against IP2. They're just a proper fucking menace. He's out already? It was 2 years? Did I cover this in 2020? Did I cover that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Josh has the worst memory. Fuck off. I do have the worst memory. That's because I pay vague attention to a lot of things and don't pay direct attention to too much. That's funny. That's funny that he's already out. That's the most prominent arrest that I can remember in conjunction with IP2. Oh, and I actually did not leave a note for this, but I didn't feature this either, but I'll talk about it. Even though I really hate talking about Vito. Vito is someone who just enjoys attention. He enjoys negative attention, so giving Vito attention is like... You know what's funny is that if I talk about Vito, even in passing on my podcast, he will show up on both the archive of my video and the archive from like the Maddie archive and comment and defend himself, or say, not even like to defend himself, but just to say like something smarmy, like a one-word reply. So I don't know if he like reads or watches my streams and then replies to him, or if people direct his attention to it. But if he's aware that he is talked about anywhere, he will directly insert himself. He'll reply to anyone on Twitter. He'll reply to any video that mentions him, like the second that he finds out about it. It's like punishing. It's like punishing to even want to talk about Vito, but I think that's by design, so I'm just going to make fun of him for a little bit. Someone makes a tweet saying, what does non-offending mean? In reply to, I think, Vito saying that non-offending pedophiles need to be understood or some shit. But he asks, what does non-offending mean? Never touched a kid, never looked at CP. If you're into kids, there's only one solution. To which Vito replies, non-offending means that we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no. And to which El Pollo Loco shits and giggles replies, we. To which Vito replies, we. So non-offending pedophile means that we understand breaking the existing laws is a no-no. And he verifies that. Like, he did not mix up words. So he identifies himself as a non-offending pedophile. And it's like, okay. It's like a linguistic thing. And if anyone, people pressed him on it and he says, I'm not a pedophile later on. But he knows what he's doing. That's not a mistake. That's not like an innocent slip-up. He is making sure he's playing that game. And I learned from my various experience on the internet and from dealing with pedophiles from like 8chan and shit that pedophiles really love negative attention. They like making people angry. They like if they can get away with it, if they're anonymous, they like announcing that they're a pedophile and watching people be unable to do anything about their anger towards them. That's a legitimate like arousal for them, is pissing people off by being like abhorrent to human nature. And I don't think normal people do things like this. I really don't, which is why I say at this point I'm totally convinced that Vito is a pedophile. Because a normal people does not play with that kind of fire. You can never walk it back. So the reward of saying things like this has to be worth the risk of the natural consequences of it. And there's only one group of people where that applies, where that's true. And what's really frustrating is, on top of this, is this week, like last 2 weeks, I've noticed a ton of people promoting that Mr. Girl guy who made weird videos about like beating up his girlfriend, and, like the most Jewish man to ever live, talking about how he's okay, about how he is a pedophile, like just openly talking about how he wants to fuck the girls from Cuties. And he gets on the Dick Show. Destiny invites him on to do a debate. Ralph is having him on tonight, I want to say. I'm pretty sure Mr. Girl was either on his show this week or is supposed to come on tonight. And it's like, so why are all these people promoting him like all of a sudden? What is with this? It's the nastiest kind of like incest possible. And it revolts me. But interestingly, after this, Keemstar calls him out on this. Oh, here was Dick's defense of this, by the way. He has mastered getting attention in this sphere. Like, yeah, bro, if you start saying that you're a pedophile, people are going to pay attention to you because they're going to want to see you be set on fire. Like, that's why people pay attention to it. I don't know, is that like comedy? Is that funny to you? Is that, it's just not a good idea if you care about your long-term prospects at all. But I guess he thinks that he's uncancelable or whatever the fuck. But this comes out, Keemstar calls him out on it, and then he changed his name to Keem Professional Kid Toucher. So Keemstar says, screenshotting the messages I just read to you, and says, non-offending, no such thing. If you are attracted to kids, you are an enemy to society as a whole. If you defend these people in any way, you are also an enemy to society as a whole. To which he responds very intelligently by renaming himself as Keem Professional Kid Toucher, and he posts this of Keemstar, I guess with a young woman, I don't know, or a young girl, I don't know who the fuck this is, but Vito says Keem trying to cover his lust for underage girls. To which Keem replies, "You know my lawyer, LFM Talent. Personally, this is the second time you fucking publicly lied. I'll just fucking sue. I don't care." To which Vito says, "Go for it, retard." And he says, "Fine, I can see you try to defend these lies in court." To which Vito immediately deletes everything, runs his photo through like a facial feminization filter, renames himself Pretty Vito, and then says, guys, my account got hacked. Did the hacker say anything weird? And then renames himself Vito Protector of Children. And it's just like cringe. Like, I wish people would stop giving these people fucking attention. I wish he would just get banned from YouTube. I wish Dick would disassociate with him, but it's never gonna happen. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for these people. I just wish they would stop. Like, they found this vector for getting attention, and there's nothing you can do about it, and they love it. And he says, the thing I'm hated for is having too much empathy and wanting to help mentally ill people be able to take better care of themselves and find help. I am truly a monster.
I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut. My weakness is that I can't do much, and my scars remind me that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel.
Oh well, at least that's worth the copyright strike for that, right? Oh, I read through all this. Okay, that's the Vito update. May he accidentally find himself set on fire. That'd be the best case scenario at this point. Okay, now here's someone I have no interest in and never talk about, but I find this interesting, okay? You may have heard that someone named Logan Paul, who was apparently like a multi-millionaire. That's a lot of parentheses on Logan Paul. Him and his brother are super rich and famous on YouTube. So I guess, like, they must have some sort of in, right? So he bought a box of Pokimane cards for $3.5 million, and it turns out they're fake. And what's really funny about this, and I will play a few clips from this video, because I personally found this pretty fascinating. This guy who is called Rattle Pokimane, and his entire channel, I looked at it, is just this guy opening Pokimane cards. So he's like a fucking weirdo. But he made a video saying that this box of Pokimane cards that Logan Paul bought are fake. And he broke down why, and I just kind of want to show you why this guy thought this case was fake. He makes a very convincing argument that Logan Paul probably should have paid attention to.
Very public. I had to do some digging even to bring this up. This is the original auction for that same case. So here we see a 15 feedback seller in Canada, here in Canada, and the winning bid for $91,300.
Which is about $72,000 at the time. Apparently in 2021, so this year, this box comes out of nowhere. And this guy, who is a weirdo obsessed with Pokemon merchandise, tracks it down and finds the original auction, and it's traded hands a bunch of times, and it's gone up in value every time. Like, the first person who bought it had it authenticated with something, and he explains that in a second. But so first weird thing is that you have this weird Canadian who speaks in broken English with no feedback selling a $72,000 box, basically, on eBay. And he goes through the pictures of it, and there's no proof of what's inside this box except the seller's claims.
If you want to check that out, we got the stop tape. As Rudy says, the people that are banking on stop tape are just playing with fire. All around bad idea.
That stop tape is worth like several $1 million at this point, based on what Logan Paul has paid for it.
D&B Liquidations wanted to meet in person and pay either in cash or with a cashier's check. The seller did not want to do that. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what to tell you. That's bad. That's all around bad. Sellers absolutely would dream of someone flying in to them to pay for something in person. Not only does that remove the risk of theft or loss in transit, but it also guarantees that you're not going to get a chargeback or something like that. It would just be a better transaction all around.
Do you guys think that Logan Paul buying Pokemon cards is like modern art shit? You know how they like modern art is just like an allegory for tax evasion by like trading and stuff worth way like praised at way more than it's actually worth. Is this box of Pokemon cards like the equivalent of that? And I would play it at 1.5 speed, but I know people listen to my streams at 1.5 speed, so it would be way too fast for them. You just have to bear with it.
The buyer D&B Liquidations wanted to open the box on the spot, just to confirm that the contents were real, and the seller wanted nothing to do with that. So that basically broke off the deal. I mean, it probably should have been broken up before that. Apparently they drew up a contract and everything, but it's weird that the seller does not want you to open the box. So it's not really his problem anymore. If you're going to pay for it, and as long as the contents are in there,
I used allegory correctly. Fuck off.
He has nothing to worry about. So maybe he's just banking on the fact that someone's going to buy it and keep it sealed, kind of like it is now.
So, someone said that they listened to my streams at 3 times on mute. I'm glad you enjoy the streams, bro.
Are the contents in there? That's the thing. Is
What's
this
in
a
the box?
$3.5 million cardboard box with repacked cards inside? And until we see the contents, we're not going to know for sure. I'm not saying for sure that this is repacked or anything like that, but I'm just saying there is a very good chance that this box does not contain what is promised. Mike says, "Hey there."
So now he's reading the correspondence between the original Canadian seller and between 2 different people. So this is the story of how he got the box of what is supposed to be 6 boxes of booster packs, first edition Pokemon cards, right? So it's like a gambling thing because number one, the box itself is rare because there's no other box of like unopened first edition Pokemon cards. But then the second one is an unopened box of Pokemon cards is worth like a first edition cards is worth more than its weight in gold. Because those booster packs can have gem mint uncirculated Charizards in it, which are first edition. And those sell like $500,000 each. So theoretically, you could have tons and tons of money worth of Pokemon cards in those booster packs. Which reminds me that after my house fire, my mom sold all my Pokemon cards for pennies on the dollar, and I'm sure that some of them were worth money. And I have a yellow Pikachu binder of Pokemon cards that I like most of all. Put safe somewhere. I have to go find those, my Pokemon cards. My favorite one was and I know it's probably not worth any money, but let's see if I can find this actually. Let's see, Ancient Mew card. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They gave these out at every movie theater with a ticket to the first Pokemon movie. I fucking love this card. I think it's like the coolest looking thing ever. It's like hieroglyphics and shit. How do you say no to this? It's probably worth like a penny because they gave them out to everyone who saw that movie. Those are worthless. It's worth money to me. I'm gonna make a deck out of these. Nothing but ancient news, and you just gotta live with it. In fact, if I was a super wealthy collector like Logan Paul, I would just buy every ancient Mew I could find. I would own them all. And then everyone else would be like, please, just one ancient Mew. I just need one ancient Mew for my collection. You own all of them. You don't need every ancient Mew ever made. I'd be like, no, actually, I do. Fuck you. you get nothing.
Or hi there. Where did this case of first edition boxes come from, and do you have any other Pokemon collectibles for sale? And now the story changes. It was a gift for my 12th birthday in 1999, and I only got a few single Pokemon cards left and my hockey cards. So, completely different stories. This one, he got the box recently at a boring estate sale. And in this one, he got it for his 12th birthday. So, like, we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum here.
That should be the biggest red flag possible. Like, if the guy can't even keep his own story straight, and he writes like he doesn't speak English as a first language. Last year, I was very bored, so I went over to my sister's to see what she was up to, and she was not up to much. So we went to go get coffee. And after we picked up coffee, she wanted to go check out some estate sales. So we drove around looking at a few. Not really my thing, but I was bored. So around the third estate sale, she took me, and I was so bored I wanted to jump off a bridge. So as I was waiting for my sister, I was standing by a table having a smoke, and I went to put my smoke out on the bottom of my boot. I seen a box with a loose trading card containing Pokemon, hockey, baseball, etc. And I started looking, and I seen a few things I liked, and then the case with all its paperwork next to the box I was looking in right away, picked it up, and asked the lady if it was for sale. She said yes, and it was her grandson's. That man had passed away, and it was part of the estate sale. Now you know the story about the case. Please make your offer. Also, if you are worried, I can make legal contract protecting you and me. This man is either Arab or Quebecois, and neither are trustworthy, chat. Make no mistake. This man has never heard of a period. Creepypasta. Okay, and to wrap it up, 23.
Authentication. So there's no guarantee on this authentication.
At some point between the Arab Quebecois man selling the cards on eBay and Logan Paul buying them for $3.5 million, they were verified by a group called the Baseball Card Experts. It was like the BBCE, and as the name implies, they don't do Pokemon cards, but they, for whatever reason, stuck their neck out and said, yeah, for sure, these are the real thing.
If you want to call it that, it's basically just an opinion from a baseball card exchange shop. They're not going to pay out anything if it's not real. I mean, there's no real consequences. I can't imagine there's any sort of guarantee put in place. You're still going to have to track it back to the original owners. I think the wrap here might prevent future tampering, because at least then you know nothing happened at this point, but that's not where the problem lies. I don't think Logan is going to be unwrapping, rewrapping, or anything.
And what's sad is that like the company that does these verifications has to like eat shit now because they fucked up big time and said that these cards are real. They said, in March 2021, we were asked to provide our good faith opinion and verify that the Pokemon case that had not previously been opened or tampered with. We evaluated it, and in our opinion, the case was in its original state. This past Saturday, we opened that case to verify our opinion, and were extremely disappointed to learn that it was inauthentic. We have authenticated tens of thousands of sealed card product for nearly 20 years. And have meticulously developed a structure and framework to provide our expert opinion. We are reevaluating our approach to all sealed cases going forward. And it's just crazy because the fucking like weird nerd wearing the Team Rocket hoodie identified it with a few pictures, and this expert for 20 fucking years didn't. This is the relevant part of this video that I'll spare the time of. Opening the box and...
Oh my God, bro.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe. It could have been anything else.
Now, I don't know anything about Logan Paul, so you guys like I don't know if anyone in my audience watches G.I. Joe or Logan Paul, but does he like hate G.I. Joe? Is this like a thing where he has like an ongoing feud with G.I. Joe? Because I don't know, he seems pretty fucking devastated. I also want to point out something which seems relevant, but if we look down here at his YouTube handle, we see this picture of Logan Paul. Right, we see this picture. Now, if we watch the video of we go to like any time frame, like at all, like any picture of Logan Paul, and he's just like, you know, where he's just like sitting there, he does not look as bad as this picture. Now, chat, why the fuck does he not change his picture? This is a genuinely horrific photo of him. What is his attachment? Just use this picture of him sitting here.
And I'm trying.
It makes him look more like a human being than whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. This is like creepy. This picture of him that he uses for his profile. Whatever. Okay, that's the Logan Paul thing. I just found it funny that he bought. I don't know. I mean, it could be fake, you know. Sure, why not? He could he could have said it all. I mean, if you have the money to start drama, why not, right? It's called being unhinged. I wouldn't go that far. Okay, last thing on the menu is apparently Warski and Ralph are having a fight to the point where they're apparently having a fight right now. From based on what I'm seeing in chat, let's check it out. Is Ralph popping off right now, or is he just being fat and sassy? We'll see. If Odyssey actually wants to work.
Like a fucking freak about the money, dude. He blew up the Kumite over the money because he thought he wasn't getting enough. It was literally like a bad week as far as money goes. He's like obsessive about the money. What he doesn't realize is, I mean, if it's your job, it is about the money to a certain extent. But
yeah, you better walk that back.
Others, Andy. This business goes up and down, and the key is steady. The key is consistency, and the key is content.
The key is getting those 150 consistent viewers every week. If you get those 100, or every day actually, he gets like 150 people watching this noise every fucking day. I mean, it is pretty impressive to find people who can sound like this Wolfgang guy. This guy, there's something wrong with him. I think if you took this Wolfgang guy and you took his brain out and you like dissected it, you would find that like actual damage, like bruises that have inhibited him. Maybe you wouldn't even find a brain. Maybe it would just be an empty skull. This guy sits here and watches hours and hours of this fucking of Ralph like mumbling to himself like I don't even know what you call this. Is it like vocal fry? His voice that he does?
Guys, don't trust Ralph. Andy is right. Ralph put a crossbow to my head and said, "Give me Andy's donation money."
He's
or you will
toking
be
on the stream.
suicided."
Very cool.
The Royalty sent
He's
$3.
choking
How
on
many
smoke.
friends from the show are you still friends with? I've watched you since 2015
Speak. I want to hear his voice.
and you seem to have every friend.
He's too busy literally choking on drugs.
Question. I would say there's quite a few, though, actually.
What is with his voice?
Markov sent $3.
It's like people are paying, like his chat is so fucking slow and people are paying for him to react. I can't even fucking believe it's so easy. It's so easy for him to find retards who will pay to talk to him. And I don't know. Like Warski is like a weirdo. And he said, like, I don't know. He like disavowed Ralph and said shit to him, and then Ralph went back. It's like it's so gay. Where is it? Here, this is it. Oh, Flamenco, who is doing very well with like his anime podcast. He had Medicare on this week, and then Andy came on and made fun of Ralph apparently. So I have these clips. I don't know what he says in them. It could be anything. Tom Myers is like a troll. I don't think he likes me. So it could just be like 3 seconds of actual footage and then him screaming the N-word and screaming my name. So we'll find out if that's
have
true.
this. He's gonna come out, you piece of shit, and then say all my personal shit from 3 years ago that no one cares about, that I don't even care about. Ralph, you're dead to me. You're dead to almost everyone. In fact, I've been reached out by so many people who I've been enemies with, or I thought I was enemies with, who I'm now reconnecting with. You think you could just talk shit and act like fucking cryptic on your show and talk shit about me after all I've done for you? It's like, people say, "I did so much for you." Yeah, you did. I'm not gonna lie about that. But you know what, dude? You fucking slipped. You suck now. You're rude to everyone. And you're actually unhinged, and I don't want to speak to you. I don't care. I don't want to fucking... There's nothing that... I won't be benefited at all with speaking to Ethan Ralph. Seriously, there's no benefit in my life at all to speak to him anymore. It's just going to be... and he'll be unhinged for the next few weeks about me and all this stuff and all blah, blah, blah. I really don't care. I have a big show tomorrow. I have to get back to work and write some scripts and also work on some stuff I have with other projects right now.
That's what Ralph was responding to, that clip, because he says something like, "I'm too busy planning events and making moves from my own house with my own vehicle with 2 successful shows. If I was a broke bum who was a complete failure in every way, I'd probably focus on that before I would lowercase I internet beef." Then he adds, "Oh, and I heard about your little Discord cry fest a few months ago, you pussy. That's all you ever do, crawl into the corner and cry like a little girl, lol." And then the big event he's talking about here, making moves, planning big events. He announces April 2nd, WrestleMania weekend, Dallas, Texas. The Killstream Kingpin Invitational is officially set. WrestleMania weekend has nothing to do with the event. It's just the same weekend as WrestleMania. He's found a guy, Harrison of Texas, that he met gambling in Vegas, who has a bowling alley in Texas. So his bright idea is to have a bowling event in Dallas called the Killstream Kingpin. That will be the same week of WrestleMania. I guess they'll have it on TV in the background of the bowling alley. And he wants to have a bunch of strippers there. And that is like a week or two before May is expected to give birth. So if she goes into labor even a week early, he'll be at the Killstream Kingpin. And he'll be like, "I'm sorry, baby. You're going to have to deliver that kid yourself. I'm out here in Dallas doing my Killstream Invitational. I got strippers. I got WrestleMania on TV. This is for work, baby. This is so I can put food on the table for you." And then she'll just have to, like, I don't know, call an ambulance and I got kids. She'll just have to make it work. Get fucked, mate. Ralph's in his audience is literally a case of who's the bigger fool, him or the people who follow, watch, and give him money. I don't even know. It's one of those things where if I try to think about it, my brain starts to hurt. Because I can't even fucking imagine. Apparently Wolfgang is an actual schizophrenic. And he's been on stream with Ralph, and he just comes across as someone who's completely unhinged. And I guess that's the people who watch Ralph. I can't even imagine what someone looks like who listens to Ralph and thinks, this guy, he's got the good stuff. He's got points. He's got salient points. He's got the attitude. He's got the humor and the wit that I love. I can listen to Ralph for 8 hours a day, every week. And what the fuck does that person look like? You know what I mean? Here, I might have a... Oh, no. This is a picture of Gator that someone sent me as a... as an example of who listens. But I can't even make fun of Gator. Gator's rising on up. He's getting up there with flamenco now in terms of being famous. So, I don't know. I would find it easier to make lighthearted jokes at Gator if he wasn't like so angry at me. He's really nasty. If he ever mentions me, it's like the nastiest shit ever. He really fucking hates me. I don't know. I don't have any reason to hate him except for his like slavish adherence to Ethan Ralph. You know what I mean? I've been possessed by a demon. That's true. The Sonichu demon. I mean, I believe it at this point. There's a demon fucking with my FedEx packages. I just want my box, demon. That's all I want. Let's see. Is he still being funny on Odyssey? Oh, look, it's Mr. Girl. My favorite. YouTube's favorite pedophile. Only on the kill stream.
I won't take it there. I won't take it there. I'm just analyzing it though, and I'm just saying that this is why you don't even give that any consideration. First off,
Vito and Ralph, and I am not one who gets to make fun of people's voices because I sound very weird. But Vito and Ralph do this thing, and I don't know if it's called like a vocal fry. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like they're grumbling from like the back of their throat. I don't even want to try to imitate it. It's like, I don't know about like Andy Warski. You know, I don't want to get into all that. Like, it's such a weird way to like it's like an irritation in the back of your throat, and they talk directly from their throat. And Vito does it too. It's even worse with him. It's like a smoking thing. Like if you smoke too much, you talk like that. That's Fry. It's a fat people thing. It's called neural damage. My voice is worse. What, worse than mine? No. You just sound like an anime nerd. You sound exactly like your material, like what you would expect from flamenco. I don't know. If people listen to me, then you're not at a disadvantage.
Dude, I'm
I'll watch your streams
right now because you think you could be cryptic. I'm unloading because you think you could talk shit and control everyone who's worked with you. You owe us. You owe everyone who made your show funny and interesting. Okay? That's what I'm going to say about that. No one owes you anything. Okay? And also, every piece of drama, by the way, Ralph, you want some advice? Every time you get into this fucking stupid drama and keep fucking opening your goddamn mouth, the shrapnel, because you're already done. Everyone thinks you're a piece of shit already. The shrapnel hits all the people around you. And that's why your circle is getting smaller and smaller.
That's very true.
You're basically a fucking Fortnite game with a fucking map getting smaller and smaller. Okay? You're going to be in the middle on a fucking, like 3 square foot fucking thing, just standing there alone and wondering why I'm the king standing here when everyone's just like, ugh.
Wait.
No, I do.
I was gonna say his.
That's a true observation about Ralph. Is that it's like it's hard to like when the original Corn quote. It was because like all those people who were pissed off at Ralph were like systematically going down the list of people he associated with and making things like difficult for them. And that's precisely what it is, because he himself is in this unassailable position where like nothing, like you cannot make Ralph's life worse than it is without physically harming him. He is in a position of completely beaten down, completely irrelevant, maligned by absolutely everyone. And it's just getting worse and worse entirely by his own hand. And the only way that you can really get at him is by going other people. And he encourages that by being such an asshole all the fucking time. And it's like when I was on New Project 2, and Dick was picking a fight with the forum. People in the forum were giving him shit because he was associated with Ralph, funnily enough. And then people were giving him shit, and then he would argue back and forth with the forum on Twitter. And I said, bro, you got to stop this. You got to stop arguing with the forum because it's making my life harder. It's like, because I'm in this uncomfortable position where I'm like associated with you and you're actively antagonizing my fucking users. And all you have to do is ignore them. And he refused. He said that it was like winning. It was hashtag winning to fuck with the site and to have endless arguments with them on Twitter, where he would like read the forum, see a post he didn't like, screen cap it, and then rebuttal it with one like passive aggressive sentence on Twitter. And it's like, maybe fucking don't. Maybe don't do that. And he refused. I was like, okay, well, I don't know, like, what I'm supposed to do from that position. The 2 more clips, each 2 minutes long, so I guess we'll play through them.
I was just gonna say if Ralph's circle gets any tighter, it's gonna turn into a noose.
Ooh. Well, there's just one thing. Well, will the fight even happen, or will Ralph just have a heart attack right on the ring?
Well, I'm kind of wondering where Andy.
Ralph said something about fighting him in Knoxville. That's all bullshit. If anyone says anything about fight me in real life at this point, my fucking brain shuts down, blats it out, because it's all bullshit at this point. If you want to go fight Ralph, just go over to his house and punch him. At this point, that's Ralph's tactic for fighting. He'll just show up at your house and say, "Do I look 5'1" to you, bitch?" Just do that, and it'll work out.
His response to this is if he's.
I'm trying to think of a prize, because I don't work for free anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna do like the baked fight. If that was gonna happen, we were gonna actually we were planning a fight with Odyssey, and I was like, I'm not doing shit for free anymore. I lost like 5,000 on that whole Tonka fucking ordeal. I would need about maybe $25,000, and I'll step in the ring with you. 25,000 USD, and I'll accept. I will not do it for a penny less. I don't work for free. I'm busy as fuck right now, and 25 G's would be like worth it for me to like head back into training and actually try to push it, right? And I would if he paid me, and I would want like a payment with like a contract that if he pulls out that I could sue him and shit. Like that's how it would work. I get a lawyer
No
and
more
stuff.
Takas.
No, yeah, there's no like. I'm gonna fight you. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Did you mean
open that wallet?
25K or 2,500?
See, that's flamenco.
$25,000.
The guy that just talked. Here, I'll play back.
Okay. Well,
Did you mean
open that wallet?
25K or 2,500?
He sounds very normal to me.
$25,000. Yeah, $25,000. 2,500 because it's gonna pay for all the food I'm gonna need to bulk up, all the time I'm gonna have to waste working out and training because I'm gonna have to up my training hardcore. It's gonna be for my flight, my hotel, for some of my boys to come down, and to be worth it for me.
Shoot the promo, make a doc, all that good shit.
No,
all that stuff.
Flamenco and Ralph parted ways a long time ago. I can't remember why. I think Flamenco just said something in passing about him from his little. At the time, I think his show about anime VTubers got 100 people watching, and he said something there, and somehow Ralph found out about that, and Ralph lost his shit. So now he's his own free bitch. He can say whatever he wants about the Gunt, and have Andy Warski on to shit talk him.
Yeah, I actually think that this whole situation, it's really funny to me, because he's fine with talking mad shit about me for the last fucking 2-3 weeks. But then I came in, I didn't say anything mad personal. I'm just saying what actually happened and my point of view. I need to fight this guy. Go fuck yourself, dude. I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Is it safe to say that Andy is evil DSP and that he'll fuck up, but he actually learns from his mistakes and he can't
Succeed better? Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Evil DSP can't die, but he learns.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, fucking question. I mean,
no.
We got Ralph here.
Wait, I'll pause this for a second.
It's not true.
Oh, he's gonna come. Oh no.
Here, I found an actual picture. This is true. I've showed this before. This guy Milton bought this T-shirt of Ethan Ralph as a child. I don't know why. Who the fuck would buy this or wear this? I don't know why. I don't know why Ralph puts this retarded shit on T-shirts and sells them to people. But this man, this is an honest to God. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I remember seeing this picture. This is a real picture of a real Killstream fan who buys real Killstream merch. This man is walking around wearing a picture of Ethan Ralph as a child on his shirt. This is true. This is the real world. This is what's happening out there, and it's nightmarish.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm
so concerning how he even was able to make that noise.
He shit himself violently. It's pretty.
Yeah, I think that was Andy. I think that was Andy's biggest zinger throughout this entire exchange this morning was you shit your pants on stream. That's all you really have to say to Ralph sometimes. You shit your pants on stream, dude.
I've shit myself a few times. I just didn't lie about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so hard for him.
Oh shit. But I mean, hang on. There is someone that would fight him for free. PPP, his arch nemesis.
Oh, he should do Ralph would earn a lot of good karma with people if he just fought PPP, just behind an Arby's somewhere. But that would never happen. PPP is a massive. He's a unit. He's a big boy, and he would rape. He would anally rape, unironically anally rape Ethan Ralph if he did that. That's law.
He's actually challenged to multiple times. I'll give Ashton a call here. I'm sure Ashton would do it absolutely for free. Maybe it's the plane ticket.
I like Danny even.
I'll pay for Ashton's fucking plane ticket to go down there and fight you, Ralph. How about that? Oh, because you challenged him a bunch of times and then you backed out on that too,
Ashton
didn't you?
does it for free.
That's true. Oh, it's nice to hear that Andy Warski isn't dead. I thought that he would overdose at some point. We're almost over. I have a note. One more thing that I want to play. I want to give a shout out to the people. I just now got a chance to open my mail from my virtual box. So shout out to the weirdo who sent me a picture of himself and his girlfriend or fiance holding a dog in like Christmas pajamas. I have no idea who you are. I assume that you're a fan of the show. So if you're the person who sent me the Christmas card of him and his girlfriend with a dog, thank you. Very, very sweet picture. Very cute, like Christmas card picture. I'm not showing you the picture of these people. Come on now. Scheduled today, I'll give an announcement to some streams. Mr. Medicare is having the Gamergator on Anime Boomers. If you are interested in hot anime takes, the hottest anime takes can be found on Anime Boomers. So go ahead and check that out if that's your type of thing. PPP and Andy Warski are at some point today premiering I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's about Ralph, I think. So if you're interested in hearing PPP and Andy Warski yelling about Ralph in some premiere video, which apparently is like edited, you can go check that out as well. I'm sure that'll be interesting. And one more shout out, of course, to the only British person that I like, Kay. Because we are going to watch a Kay's cooking video. It's 3 minutes long. I don't have a bingo card. I've watched a minute of this before deciding, you know what, this is probably fun enough to show on stream. So we're going to check out this cheesecake because it looks spectacular. And then that'll be it. So that's my shout outs. If you're not interested in watching Kay's cooking for 3 minutes before my outro song, you're free to tune out now. But we're definitely going to watch this because it's fucking awesome.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again, but today I'm going to be making a cheesecake.
A cheesecake, chat.
Right, as you can see, I've got some marge in the biscuits. This in the biscuits, yes.
So it's like an entire tub of margarine and cookies that have been loosely crumbled, like barely broken at all.
And the pan's on, so all I've got to do is just let the marge melt into the... I keep wanting to say breadcrumbs all the time. I've got breadcrumbs on the brain. Let it melt into the biscuits, and then hopefully it should combine it, and I will show you when it's all done and sorted. As you can see...
So, if you can't see, I'm going to describe what this looks like. This looks like a really bad chili. So I'm hoping to give a auditory explanation for something that you can't see if you're just listening. She took, imagine like a stick of butter and like a bunch of like vanilla wafers into a pot. And now I am looking at what looks like chili. The crackers or cookies or whatever have broken into bean-sized shapes, and they are emulsified in butter or sugar or some shit, but it legit looks like fucking chili. And there's black specks, I guess because something's burning, and it's now carbonized and floating around, but it looks like pepper, like you'd put in a chili. It does not look like a cheesecake at all.
See, all the biscuits have broken up. Oh, they broke up. And they've all come together, so I'm going to now put them in a dish. As you can see, it's all being put in the dish, and I'm going to...
It still looks like beans.
I'm going to let it cool because it's still a bit hot, and I don't want to put anything on top of it because it might just go wrong. Right, as you can see, it's done.
Still looks like beans.
I'm putting the cream on it.
She's now dumping out like cheesecake cream on top of the chili. Does not look like cheesecake at all. That does not even look like you know what a cheesecake is, right? It looks like vanilla pudding. It does not look like cheesecake.
Just a lot of cream going on it. Scooping it out. And I'm gonna spread it.
Someone said it looks like sour cream. That's a very good visual allegory. In fact, that would be like a Sam Hyde gaslighting video. I'm gonna make cheesecake, and then you just make chili, and you put sour cream on it, and you eat it, and it tastes fine. But it looks like you made the world's worst cheesecake.
All over, even thickness. And as you can see now, it's all done.
That's the cheesecake? Oh.
Pull off my spoon then.
Where's the cheese at? Where's the cream cheese?
I'm going to put that in the fridge now for about 6 days. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it set a bit more because the dish still feels a little...
She put enough cream cheese on it to cover it like you would cover a cake, but I don't know. I guess her son doesn't like cheese, right? So is this like a cheesecake without cheese for Lee? What the fuck is this?
Little warm, so I'm gonna my best to leave it out and then put it in the fridge when it gets cold. But I'm gonna leave it and then I'm gonna show you the end product as I am eating into it. Right, as you can see, this is the end product. I have now made a mark in it, and I'm going to scoop it out and put it on a plate. Now it's the taste test. Quite nice.
She loved the chili. Great to hear.
Right, as I said, it's really...
And that's her spiel about viewing her and subscribing and shit. So, I'll consider that the end. This song that I have picked is something that I've never gotten the chance to play. It's from the good old days of IBS. Many of you will recognize it. And it's by Ken Ashcorp, which gives it away if you've heard this song before. Who has made many okay songs, despite being like a weird furry who has like a paralyzed face, and his fursona is like a cross-dressing panda, so he's like a trans, and he's, by the way, he made a series of videos, Ken Ashcorp did, about Andrew Dobson, called Sins of the Complacent Artist, and they're a great video series, but he's completely deleted all of his videos about internet drama, because now that he's like a cross-dressing furry, he can't be associated with like the bully sphere, so he's completely obliterated all that from his channel where possible, but I think I've archived it because I found them enjoyable. So, that being said, the poll. Do you like Sam Hyde? Yes, but he's probably a shit person in real life, or no. 52% out of 2.3 thousand votes said yes, but he's probably shit in real life. 25% said yes, and 22% said no. So I guess people like the art, but not the artist, which is probably fair. Okay, here's the big banner. Gumroad.com/man at the internet is how you give me money. In case you're curious, people say I don't actually explain what the Gumroad is because they never heard of Gumroad. It's where you give money, in case you care about giving money. KeepForms.cc, where you shitpost. I don't use Twitter. And manattheinternet.com for everything else. I will keep everyone updated on the coin situation. As my box of silver coins is now in a warehouse, like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. But rest assured, I will find the cursed Sonichu coins, and I will fucking get them to you if it's the last goddamn thing that I do. And with that, take it easy. I will see you guys next week, and bye-bye.
There's a legend that's sung in Rhode Island, told to children with faces of glee, about a hero, an absolute madman, who bombed the shit out of that company. No more Lotus or Power 9 bullshit. Those pedophiles knew it was nigh. That man got on a plane in Toronto, got an AK-4 and prepared to say hi. Adam Warski, axe-wielding maniac, Hasbro, you fuckers, we pray for your soul. Adam Warski, getting away with it. Touch that boy's hole and you'll pay Adam's toll. He enlisted the help of some dear friends, the time-traveling demon Sam Hyde, and they vowed to eradicate Hasbro. They crashed the plane, kicked the door, went inside. There was blood on the ceiling, screams echoed for miles as Adam lay waste to his claim. They rescued the boys and the girls who were slaves, and every last one of them chanted his name. Adam Warski, Hitler on steroids, enacting upon magic his genocide. Adam Warski, hero of Canada, we laughed and we laughed at how many had died. Adam Warski, doing it for free, he'll never stop on his valiant quest. Adam Warski, it might be a pseudonym, touch that girl's chest and he'll strap on a suicide vest. Oh yes, Adam Warski, murderous psychopath, cash all your checks, 'cause he's coming for Hollywood next.